Or like another chug of wine?
No, we're gonna be good. We got this.
Why are you pushing it out of the way?
I don't know.
Hi, I'm Lexy Komichak with North & Co. And today I am with my amazing dear friend, and she is so smart and so wise when it comes to financial planning, Heather Townsend. Heather, give us a little recap about what you do, where do you live, all the fun things. Do you have a dog?
I do not have a dog because I love to travel and I would feel too guilty, but it may be coming. I'm a financial planner. I'm a certified financial planner, CPA, and certified student loan professional. Not enough acronyms, I know it's annoying. Anyways, but I have my own financial planning firm, and I really just love helping people in my age just figure out finances, because I know there's a lot of bad information out there, and I like to simplify it and just help people get where they want to go. I love it. So, and money can be fun. I love money.
How do you feel? Okay, I know you just said you love money, but like, can you talk a little bit more about that? Because I feel like people our age, we have this like thing where having money is great and it's a necessity, but like having too much is also like this evil thing too. So like, can you talk a little bit about how money isn't evil?
I don't think it's evil at all. I think what I say is money doesn't make you happy, but it gives you options. And when are options ever a bad thing? Like, honestly, you can do good with money. You can help people in bad situations. You can be that rock for your partner or your best friend. There's so many you can live your dreams and go, like, I don't know, you want to go help some kids in Africa and get them in school, you can. There's so many great things that can come from it, and now you can even put your money in places where you're doing good. That's ESG investing, we won't go into that, but yes, there's literally like investments nowadays where you can grow your wealth while you're in companies that align with your values. So I think money can now, it's just, with all technology and everything, there's just so many great options that you can do good with it, and I think it's just a mindset.
Cool. So Heather, can I ask, how old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay, you're 32. So I'm guessing a lot of people watching this are somewhere around our age, you know, like late 20s, maybe early 30s, maybe a little bit older, and that's really awesome. And super excited to like be able to help in different ways. Do you think that purchasing a home or an investment property is a good idea at our age? And what are some things that you're seeing like why people aren't?
Well, I think some of it is, people have commitment issues in our millennial generation. No, they do. I would say, what I always say is like, yes, real estate can be absolutely great, especially if it aligns with your goals. Now, if you're someone who's moving every year, you probably shouldn't buy a house in one area if you're going to move in the next year. Maybe that's where an investment property fits, but real estate fits in everyone's asset allocation. I believe in it. It's stable. It's something you can like touch and see, and but it's just about diversification. You don't want it to be your only asset. So
cool. So if somebody were thinking about purchasing their first home, they maybe have not talked to somebody besides their parents about what do my finances need to look like. What kind of advice would you give them?
I'd say first step, it's the most boring one, is know your budget, and I like to call it cash flow. It's a little more positive spin on it. So know your cash flow. What's your income coming in? After taxes, after you're saving for retirement, like what actually goes in your bank account, and what are your expenses? And then go speak with a mortgage broker and see, okay, well, what's my mortgage going to be if I buy a house for X or this, and go plug it back in your cash flow statement, your budget, and make sure you can afford it. Because I will tell you, when my mortgage broker told me what I could afford, I laughed at her. I was like, I don't want to be making that mortgage payment. Like, I wouldn't be able to go like travel or do anything. Like, are you kidding me? I was like in shock. And of course, I did not buy what someone told me I could afford. I bought what felt good to me, that I could still live the way I wanted to live and feel good about this house that I do really love.
And can you just mention how often you travel?
I travel a lot. I'm trying to actually travel a little less. I don't even know how many countries I've been in. I think I eventually need to add them up, but it's at least 30 or 40.
I know what to get you for your birthday. One of those calendars with a little
I really want that. It'd be so fun. I really want to do that, actually.
We'll do
But
that.
yes, I do. I think travel is an amazing thing. If it's something you love, it's something you should keep doing. I mean, it's just amazing learning cultures. And okay, we won't go on that tangent. I'll be talking all day.
So so we're gonna go talk to a lender, and then what else is involved? What else do you think people should know about before they start heading down the rabbit hole, or is there like something that, just a recommendation from when you bought, that you can give other people?
Yeah, so I'll just knock it down really quickly. I would say have that emergency savings, 3 to 6 months, depending on how stable your income is, aside in a savings account. And why I say that is actually some Americans only have about $2,000 in savings, and if
That is like not a lot.
no, that's not a lot at all. And if think about it, like life is unpredictable. We all know that, right? Cars break down. Yeah, sometimes we might get laid off.
Buy a new phone and like drop it into a pool or something.
And we need a phone, right? Like that's not an option. So there's just so many things that we need. And I would say, when you own a house, you need to be able to make that mortgage payment every month. And you don't want to have that stress. So make sure you have that set aside so you could just own this home, get in this home and feel great, because you want to feel financially secure when you're making probably one of the biggest purchases of your life. And the other thing I would say is monitor your credit score, because your credit score will will tell the lender what interest rate they're going to give you or you're going to qualify for, and you obviously want the best interest rate because that's less money out the door.
Totally.
So, know your credit score, and don't get discouraged if it's lower than you expected. Speak to a mortgage lender, and a good one will be able to walk you through the things you can do to improve it so you can get a better interest rate and your mortgage payment will be less. And the other thing I would say is just make sure you're still saving when you buy that house, that you're not house poor. So, you're still saving for tomorrow too. And, just buy a house that you are comfortable with, you love it, buy what you love, and just still be saving for tomorrow too.
I love that. So, I know that there's a lot of information out there, and I hear it all the time, like, oh, my parents told me that I have to have 20%, or like, my boss told me I have to have 20%, and, in real estate, I know that's not true. I mean, it can be 5%, 3.5%, but there are repercussions for putting down less. As a financial planner, what do you think, what would your advice be to somebody who's thinking about buying a house, who's in saving mode, who's like trying to get all their ducks in a row, like, what do you think would be best?
Well, I think if you really want this house, you don't have to do 20%. Obviously, that's ideal. Your mortgage payment will be less, and you won't pay PMI. That's mortgage insurance. But if you want this house and you feel like you're flushing money down, like to pay rent, and your mortgage payment might be even less, and you're building equity for yourself, again, talk to a mortgage lender. But yeah, sometimes, like depending on the limit of the house, I know that you can only put down 3.5 or 5, or it just depends on a situation where you are and all of that, of course. And again, mortgage lenders know more about this than I do because I'm not lending money. But I would say, obviously, ideally, the most is to put down is better. But if you can't, put down less if that's all you can do, but just get to the point where you don't have PMI anymore. Get the equity, be that as your number one goal first, is get in that house, and then just make extra mortgage payments to get rid of that PMI.
And the cool thing is, from my understanding, you don't get penalized if you pay off your 20% off too soon, or even if you pay off your entire home too soon, you actually don't get penalized. So is that something that you would recommend? Like if people have a little bit extra money, like maybe put it down towards the house and get things paid off sooner.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely an option. I still think you should be saving elsewhere too. Like you don't just want your house to be your only asset. So if you have all your other buckets, like retirement and a little extra taxable account and your emergency savings, like sure.
And travel fund.
And travel fund and all this, but like absolutely. Like for example, in my situation, I'm paying like an extra like $350 to $400 a month, whatever I kind of feel like it, because I can, and I've done the numbers and I'm saving myself money. So but I also have the other buckets going all at the same time. So I do think, I totally think it makes more sense.
Awesome. So if somebody do you only work with people here in Scottsdale, or do you work with people outside of Scottsdale too?
I work with people nationally within the United States. Yeah, so I am not location dependent. You just have to be open to talking to me on Zoom in a beautiful video, like recording Zoom video, whatever you call it. Yes.
All the fun things.
Yes.
I can see your face. Anything, so if somebody wanted to find you, where do they find your contact information?
You can go to townsend-financial.com and just schedule an introduction call with me. It's free, and I'd love to hear what your goals are, what your dreams are. Throw them at me, and let's see if we're a good fit.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Heather.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, honey. Oh, the hugs. The hugs.
I feel like I can't.